guys, I'm back and we're going to read the next 3 chapters of Tales from a Not So Happy Heartbreaker, I think it's called. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the page. Tuesday, February 4th. Okay, I was totally wrong about Chloe and Zoe not having sweet art fever. They were both so obsessed with the dance that their brains were mushier than all of the other lovesick, mushy-brained girls in high school. Of course, this was a shocking discovery. I first noticed in gym class during our swimming section at WCD high school pool. We were supposed to be in the water warming up and doing laps for continent. But Chloe and Zoe were so excited about the upcoming dance that we spent the entire hour just hanging out on the side of the pool gossiping about it. Which was fine by me since I'm not that good at swimming anyway. Okay, so there they are. They're just on the side of the pool, not warming up. I bet. Well, I'm not gonna say because you guys can know when we read the rest of this book. Anyways, let's get back to it. And then here's Chloe, Zoe, and me in gym class swimming laps in the pool. Well, sort of. Even though they both wanted to go to the dance really, really badly, they had not purchased tickets yet. And guess why? They didn't want to go unless I went too. I was like, come on guys, if both of you want to go, you should just do it. I'm sure it'll be really fun and exciting. But it wouldn't be the same without you, Nikki, Chloe said suddenly. Come on, Nikki, we're BFFs. We're supposed to do everything together, Zoe whined. That's when I totally lost my patience with them two and yelled at them. Really? So if I jumped off a cliff, then you would do it too? And what if I accidentally got hit by a bus? Would you get hit by a bus too? Come on, girlfriends. We're BFFs, not clones. I think it's time for you two to grow up and get a life. Ooh, she sounds mean. But of course I said to Alma side of my head so no one else could hear but me. But we are reading it so we can still know what Even though they could sometimes be annoying, I would never hurt their feelings on purpose. After all, they are my BFFs. Besides, I'm sure you're dying to ask your boo brought into the dance, Chloe said and started making kissy sounds. Yeah, Zoe giggled. Everyone saw you two making googly eyes at each other at his birthday party. Did I mention the fact that sometimes my BFFs can be a little, and then they cross a little, and then they put super annoying. We're not making goo-goo eyes at each other, I whispered child as I flushed with embarrassment. We're two, Chloe and Zoe teased. We're not. We're two. We're not. We're two. It seemed as if our silly little argument went on like forever. Okay already, I said, finally giving in. So maybe Brown and I goo-goo eyed each other once or twice, but it wasn't on purpose mostly. Then I quickly changed the subject, but I'm dying to know is who you'd like to ask to dance. Come on, girlfriend, spill it. Chloe and Zoe brushed professionally. Actually, I did have someone in mind, But since we aren't going, I guess that means you'll never know, Chloe said, smudging and giving me the stink eye. Same here, Zoe said, and playfully sticking her tongue at me. For me to know and you to find out. And there they are. Chloe and Zoe very rudely refusing to tell me who they had crushed on. Did I mention the fact that my BFFs are a major pain, but it was a no-brainer. They've been crushing on Ryan, the CCP guys, for like forever. Duh. Anyway, even though Chloe and Zoe were really looking forward to the dance, the three of us decided not to go. I was actually revealed since I didn't have a date. I decided not to tell him about the whole Crazy Burger fiasco and Braden's text, or that he and Mackenzie were probably going to the sweetheart dance together. To be honest, I wasn't all that sure about my friendship with Brad anymore. So I totally freaked when he came up to my locker today and started acting all nice and friendly, kind of like nothing had happened between us. He was like, "Hey Nikki, oh by the way, about Crazy Burger, I just wanted to tell you." And I was like, "Really, Brian? No problem at all. Just forget about it." Then he looked a little surprised, and he was like, "Wait, I really need to explain. I wanted to hang out with you last weekend, but things got a little crazy after Mackenzie dropped by my birthday. I realized that I was like, I know, you're super busy, but I don't really have time to talk right now. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Sorry, sound familiar?" Then I folded my arms and glared at him with the aggravated look on my face, like, what? And he stuck his hands in his pocket and just stared at me with a perplexed look on his face, like, huh? It was like all of that glaring and staring went on forever. Finally, Brad shrugged. Okay, I guess I better get to class and later, Nikki. And he just walked away. Like, who does that? He could. How could he leave right in the middle of a serious discussion about friendship? It was like he didn't even care. That's when the magazine article, "How to Know If a Guy's Just Not Into You," popped into my head again. I took it out of my backpack and read it over. Then I crossed off another item on the list. 4. When you try to talk about your relationship, he just walks away. Oh, yes, we do have a visitor at her place. Hi! Is it a unicorn? Okay, that just gave me a break from reading for a minute, and she was in the way. Anyway, so yeah, but let's get back to this. Okay. Things had gone from bad to worse, but OMG, what Brandon did later that night was totally unexpected. He sent me not one, but 2 text messages. Did I sincere, heartfelt apology? Did I get a sincere, heartfelt apology about that crazy fiasco? No way. From Braden. All of these thankies, KKK, WW, BBB, AAA, at 8:12 p.m. From Brad. Sorry, Nikki, I just butt dialed you. Please ignore. 8:14 p.m. Wednesday, February 5th. Back in November, I put together a band called Actually I'm Not Sure Yet, formerly known as Darkalicious. and we performed in the Western Country Day Middle School talent show. One of the grand prizes was a chance to participate in a reality TV show / talent boot camp called 15 Minutes of Fame. And then the fame actually has all sparkles and all pretty. To the next page. It was produced by the famous TV producer Taylor Chase, who was also a huge judge for our WCD talent show. I was disappointed when Mackenzie's dance group, Maniacs, won and we didn't. I just thought my band was fantastic. And apparently so did Mr. Chase. He said his boot camp was for intermediates and beginners, but he felt like our band was already fairly polished and wouldn't benefit from it. Of course, that was a big compliment, but it gets even better. He said he was interested in recording an original song that we'd written and performed called Dark Scroll. We were supposed to meet with him on Saturday, February 8th. How cool is that? So today after school, we had practice at Dale's house. It was always fun hanging out with Chloe, Zoe, Violet, Dale, and Marcus. As though things between Brad and me were just plain awkward. He kept staring at me. Okay. I was just moving my leg. He kept staring at me the whole time like there was a strange look on his face. Like I was puzzled. He was trying to figure out something. But the weird thing was that it seemed like everyone else had a extreme case of the giggles. I started to wonder what was in that hot chocolate we were drinking. I was trying to contact a serious meeting about the future of our band, and they just kept laughing and cracking jokes. Well, everyone except Braden, who continued to stare at me, which made me super nervous. And everyone's giggling, everyone's staring. Come on, guys, stop goofing around. Anyway, our practice went really well. We totally rocked our song Dark Scroll, and there's some practicing. My band performing Dark Scroll. After practice, I noticed that Chloe, Marcus, and Zoe and Theo were actually flirting with each other. That's when it occurred to me that they both made super cute couples. The best part was that Marcus and Theo seemed to really like Chloe and Zoe. Unlike those two slimy CCP guys, Jason and Ryan, it was quite obvious that they only hung around my BFFs to do Mackenzie's evil biting. They had successfully manipulated Chloe and Zoe in the past. But I'm not about to let that happen again. I don't know which Mackenzie is cooking up in her cauldron, but she better hold on to her pointy little hat if she comes rolling up in me again. Why? Because I'm so sick of her and her two little flying monkeys, Jason and Ryan. And there's a picture of what it looks like a designer Mackenzie hat, because most of Mackenzie's stuff is designer, for sure. That's when the most fabulous idea popped into my head. Chloe and Zoe were absolutely die if I surprised them with tickets to Sweetheart Dance. And they totally deserve it, too. They are forever rescuing my butt from one disaster to another. Even though I'm not going to dance, there's no reason why they can't go. And Dale and Marcus would be the perfect dates for them. Squee! Am I not brilliant? After I got home, I texted both of them and told them I had a humongous, I think it's humongous, surprise for them. Of course, they begged me to tell them what it was. But I told them I was not going to give it to them tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to start again. I'm going to give them, I'm going to try again. I don't know why it's taking so long. I'm going to give it to them during 5th period since we all work together in the library as Chauvin assistants. Chloe and Zoe are super lucky to have a friend like, to have me as a beaver. I still can't get Braden's sad, slightly puzzled puppy dog face out of my head. Since he's been acting genuinely sorry about the whole crazy burger thing. Just maybe I'll consider buying tickets for us too. P.S. And assuming, of course, he's not already going to McKinsey. Thursday, February 6th. Wait, how many chapters did I read? Okay. So the book started on, I think this is my last chapter for this video, guys. I was so excited about my big surprise for Chloe and Zoe that I barely ate breakfast. Thank goodness I had just enough money for 6 tickets saved up from babysitting Brian and from my allowance. I begged Mom to drop me off at school 10 minutes earlier than usual so I could buy the sweetheart dance tickets before Chloe and Zoe arrived. As I rushed down the hall, I passed a bunch of girls who had obviously just purchased their tickets. Several girls kissed their tickets while other girls stared and giggled hysterical. One girl twirled in circles, and another jumped for joy. OMG, it was like being in the hallway of a medal institution or something. There's one. However, this is what happened when I tried to buy my tickets. I'd like 6 tickets to dance, please. Actually, we're sold out. And there's some taking it down. I couldn't believe my rotten luck. No more tickets available? Are you sure? I asked desperately. Since we're having a special collector dinner for the dance, we had to turn in a figure for the number of students attending 1 week before the event. Unfortunately, our advisor placed a telephone call with the final head account 5 minutes ago, so we can't sell any more tickets. Sorry, said Brittany, the cheer captain, as she pulled the poster down off the wall. Just great, I muttered. Then I turned around and rushed straight down to the hall to the nearest bathroom. I locked myself in the stall and waited until the bathroom was completely empty. Then in a very calm and mature manner, I did what any normal girl would do in the exact same situation. I had a really good scream. There was her screaming. And then here's what looks like the janitor being like, "What in the world is going on in there?" Here's the face. What in the world is going on in there? Are you okay? But then it actually happened. Because she just looks surprised. I just imagined it. Which for some reason always makes me feel a lot better. But now I had a whole new problem. Chloe and Zoe were expecting a huge surprise. But now I didn't have anything to give them. Which meant they were going to be super disappointed. How crazy would that be? I dug into my locker trying to find something to give to them. A moldy peanut butter sandwich might not my favorite not from the mall Lenny hoodie, an open pack of tissues, a half-used tube of lip gloss. My situation was hopeless. Maybe I could give them something really unusual, for me anyway. Something that would require honesty, integrity, and maturity. Like maybe the truth. I'm very sorry, Chloe and Zoe, but as a surprise, I tried to buy tickets to the Sweetheart Dance for both of you, but they were all sold out. No way. Unfortunately, honesty, integrity, and maturity are not my strong points. So instead, I decided to just fake by giving them some junk from my locker. Surprise Chloe and Zoe as a token of her friend, junk from my locker. Surprise Chloe and Zoe as a token of how much I cherish our friendship. I would like to give you this pack of tissues and tube of lip gloss, both only slightly used. Of course, they both thought I was nuts. They looked at me in a surprise, and then at each other, and then back at me, and then at their surprise again, and then at each other. Finally, Zoe first smiled and said, "Nikki, thanks. You shouldn't have." But Chloe's not having it. "Yeah, Nikki, she's right. You really shouldn't have. You're kidding, right? Please tell me this isn't Vic slice you were telling us about." That's when Zoe gave Chloe a quick shift kick in the shin to shut her up. "We totally love our gifts, right?" Zoe said, glaring at Chloe through a fake smile. "I love it, and I'll love it if you will keep from kicking me again," Chloe grumbled under her breath, still rubbing her shin. I plastered a fake smile across my face. You're welcome. You're both welcome. Enjoy." And yes, I was a total loser for tricking my friends like that. And now I feel really guilty. I can't believe I actually gave my BFF slightly used tissue pack and lip gloss. I mean, who does that? I'm such a total loser. I wouldn't even want to be friends with myself. Unfortunately, my day didn't get any better. Once I got home, there's even more bad news waiting for me. Taylor Chase had called me and said he needed to reschedule for next month. He's in the progress of producing a television special for Lady Gaga and had to remain in New York City for another 3 weeks. So now my band and I won't be meeting with him on Saturday to discuss our recording our original song. Right. With him on Saturday to discuss recording our original song. Yeah. My exciting career as a filthy rich, world-famous pop star was over before it even got started. That's showbiz. And then here's a frowny face.